Okay, so we're heading down the hall looking for Brian Ross. He may even be the lead story tonight. We're going to see what we can... There you are. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
So I'm hearing about the story. Tell me the headline.
All eyes on Yemen, a major effort now to track down any American who's been in Yemen, who's been in contact on the phone or by internet with the radical cleric there, Ayman al-Awlaki.
Something new?
Something new, a major effort. Well, they've come to realize the significance of Yemen. They're now looking for people who have been sent from Yemen, they believe, to the U.S., more suicide bombers. And as well, this all comes at a time, Diane, when in one 48-hour period this week, 6 different people on the no-fly list tried to get on flights to the United States. 2 in London, 1 in the Caribbean trying to get on a flight to Los Angeles.
And how does this compare with other time
We're told
periods?
that's very unusual. You might have 1 or 2 a month. To have 6 in one period is very strange. Now, what they don't know is that because there's more scrutiny now and people are doing a better job? Because the good news is they were stopped, they were denied boarding privileges, but it is of concern.
And nothing found on them?
Nothing found on them. Nobody was detained. Now, one man in London who was trying to fly to Chicago was sent back to Saudi Arabia, another sent back to Egypt.
Right, so but the question is, are they testing the system and are they
That's the concern.
trying to
Is
get
this
in?
a coordinated probe, or is it just because they were a coincidence and they're doing a better job at the check-in?
You had said something to me earlier about women, that they were starting to look at the possibility of women.
Yes, they believe that in the Christmas Eve strike in Yemen against an al-Qaeda camp, they killed many of the other suicide bombers who were being trained, but not all. And among those they believe who are still out there are several women who have been trained as suicide bombers.
So, are they going to change the alert system? I read overseas that India today apparently went on high alert in its airport, worried about al-Qaeda-related terrorism.
Absolutely.
Are we changing the terrorist alert?
It is at its highest possible alert at this point, short of stopping flights.
You had talked also about their concern that some prisoners, once prisoners here in the United States, had been radicalized while in prison and had already gone to Yemen?
That's right. Some 36 U.S. ex-cons left prison and made their way a variety of means into Yemen. The FBI was aware of their arrival. They don't have the facilities to track them there, but they say several of them now are off the radar. Reading the questions, what are they up to? It's of concern. Senator John Kerry sent his staff over there this week. They came out with the report, and that's what they talked about.
So you talk to these people all the time. You see them in varying stages on the progression of these events. How nervous is this? How serious is this?
One senior federal air marshal said, "My hair is standing on end right now. The threat matrix could not be higher."
What are we supposed to do? What are we all supposed to do?
You have to hope that they've figured out the problems with the watch list, that they are coordinating. There is some effort. I think there'll be a number of major moves next week that we're going to be hearing about, going through all the past records of whoever's been to Yemen and figure out, are there essentially sleepers who have come back into this country?
Moves next week.
Moves next week, and I think tonight on World News we'll have a lot more on this.
Okay, back to work.
Okay,
See you.
great, yeah.